for the past 3 days while we are following it up, it was going on wonderfully. It is an academic feast, starting from the syllabus, delivery, being a teacher, what. And before that, I have to thank one of my former colleagues by name Dr. Christine Ann Thomas, actually from whom I got the information related to IDEA conference. In fact, to start with my presentation, we have been discussing so many issues. We have been talking about NEP. We have been talking about previous educational policies. And at present, we are in a very tough situation. It is not only syllabus, not only curriculum, not only examinations. To conduct sessions, classes itself, it is a very tough time. As we have been witnessing, even many of our resource persons are facing so many issues. Though we are saying that we are very advanced in technology, and technology is very much what is called advanced and helpful. But at the same time, as a coin has two sides, it is facilitating us to do the things in a faster manner, to do the things in an easier manner. But at the same time, it is also associated with many issues, many challenges to go forward, starting from teaching, learning, curriculum, and examinations, assessment, everything, right? So share my screen. I think it is visible.
It is visible, sir. We could see that.
Yes, yes, thank you. So, yeah, it is international debate. Instead of debate, we can have it as a discussion because so many, I think, galaxy of academicians from all over the globe are sharing their opinions, ideas, suggestions, whatnot. It is not just a debate, it is a wonderful academic discussion. And on this third day, in this second session, it is about competency or research-based examination. See, when we come to this context, the topic, first of all, examinations in education. The role of examinations in education, particularly in Indian perspective, we cannot avoid examination. We cannot look down upon examination because altogether, whatever we teach, whatever they listen, whatever they study, whatever they learned, ultimately it is going to be assessed through examination. So undoubtedly, examination has become very important aspect in the education. No doubt about that. Next thing is that the culture of marks and grades. Why all the stakeholders, students, managements, parents, all the stakeholders in education, why we are taught, we are getting a stress related to examination. It is not only stress to the students, not only stress to the teaching faculty, teachers, and moreover, what is called parents, and at the same time, educational institutions. All the stakeholders are at stress. Why? Because of the culture of marks and grades. While assessing, we are what is called checking with the scale of marks and grades that add a little bit stress or a little bit emphasis on examination. No doubt about that. Assessment of competency. So while we assess the competency of a particular person, competency of an individual, So basically, it is depending upon marks and grades. The certificate, the grade, the percentage, depending upon that, it is going to be assessed. For example, at the time of recruitment, first the certificate, depending upon the percentage or the grade, may be shortlisted. So this culture of assessment, depending upon the marks and grades, added emphasis or stress over these examinations. We cannot avoid that. And examinations in Indian context. Moreover, of course, from the first day onwards, many resource persons are mentioning about evaluation or assessment patterns of different countries all over the globe. But somewhere there are no exams at all. So somewhere there are no written exams, but different kinds of assessments are being used. But in Indian context, we basically in the structured written examination. So examination in Indian context, it is a Herculean task, no doubt about that. Most of the COEs are there in this forum, and they know how what is called a tedious job it is, how Herculean task it is, with limited, unlimited student strength or challenges. Right, right. What examinations are, and conducting examinations, as I mentioned, it is a Herculean task, no doubt about that. Because everyone is, focused on examinations. Managements, they want to conduct examinations, they want to get good grades and the percentages, they want to attract the students. Parents always bothered about marks, grades, ranks, and students ultimately. And teachers ultimately, after teaching, so we have to assess ourselves by what is called looking at the grades or percentages or passing percentage and all. So definitely conducting examinations is Herculean task, but which is unavoidable in the present scenario. Challenges to conduct examinations, of course, as I mentioned, with limited resources and unlimited challenges for student strength and all. It is no doubt there are so many challenges in the process of conducting examinations. And at this particular juncture, previously it was traditional offline pen and paper examinations. We have so many what is called issues with conducting examinations. But now, either it is online or offline examinations. We are moving towards offline, what's called online examinations. And in the, I think on the first day, one of the resource person was mentioning that it was very tough task previously while conducting pen and paper, traditional offline examinations, because starting from preparing preparing distribution and manual evaluation and coding, decoding, publication, this much of work, tedious. We are moving on to online examinations. Everything becomes very easy. Of course, I do accept that. But at the same time, in the present scenario, in the Indian context, is the system ready to go for complete online exams? It is $1 million question. Though we are conducting examinations online, but of course we are facing issues and we are trying to find out solutions. Still, there are so many issues which are beyond our control, right? And when it is offline, online examination, so most of the things are beyond our control, starting from the gadgets, networks, bandwidths, so many issues, right? Are online examinations easy to conduct? Yes. As one of the learned resource person mentioned, comparatively with offline examinations, online examinations seems easy. Not only examinations, for example, an academic event like this, In the previous times, when we want to organize an international conference like this, it was a different setup, right? We need to invite what's called resource person from different countries. We have to identify a venue. We have to set up all the things. We have to organize the things. We have to receive the resource person. Nothing. Everyone is there at their own places. Simply at a click, we are joining and we are presenting. But at the same time, it is not that much. I have organized a half a dozen events during this COVID time. I know the pains and challenges. What is called Raghavendran Venugopal and Ameya have been facing for the past few days. It is not that much easy. Of course, as I mentioned, a coin has two sides. There are feasibilities and there are challenges. As we have been witnessing, so many resource persons themselves are facing so many network issues. So, in spite of taking utmost care related to all these things, sometimes they are beyond our control. When it is heavy rain, there might be disturbances. When it is something like that, it is beyond our control. We can't manage the things, right? So, online examinations, to some extent, they are easy. But are we ready? It is not that much easy to shift all of a sudden to the online examination. So examination pattern, questions, question papers, answering method, evaluation, lots of things have to be considered. Everything has to go in a smoother manner. Otherwise, it will be a failure, right? There. Challenges to online examinations, yes, starting from gadget gadgets which we require and networks which we require and which we have to manage. Those are challenges. See, in Indian context, rural and semi-rural students are a major part, no doubt about that. See, when we are talking about so many challenges related to networks and all in metropolitan cities like Bangalore, Chennai, or Delhi, or somewhere else, just imagine in the rural and semi-rural areas how the network issues are. Can we imagine? See, how can the students from those areas can cope with that? Major challenge. We are talking about 2G, 3G, 4G, and 5G, but no G is what is called giving a guarantee, minimum guarantee. We are when we used 2G, we thought that 3G wonderful, no disturbances, no glitches, nothing. So now we have we thought about 4G. So without any glitch, without any what is called difficulty, we can get it. But still we are facing. Names are there, but quality of network it is not. It is just like as Mysore in Mysore Park, right? So we can't get it, right? So still though we are using 4G networks, we are facing so many issues to move on. So with such kind of networks, is it possible to go for a complete 100% online teaching, learning, examination? How? Right? What is the aim of examination? Is it assessing knowledge? Or is it assessing skill set? Is it assessing knowledge and skill set for competence? So the question is either it is a competency or research-based examination. Basically, what we are going to assess, is it knowledge alone or is it knowledge and skill set? That is what competency we are calling, or is it assessing the research? What we are assessing, what it is required to assess, competency or research-based examination, what we require. So no doubt. So first, to decide whether it is a competency or research-based, what is competency? So when we check with the meaning of this competency, it is knowledge plus skill sets together we can define as competence. Competency is all about the what is called the worth, what is called of an individual to perform a certain task. When he is given a responsibility, a job, whether he is competent or not to fulfill that, where he requires knowledge, definitely knowledge is required. And skill set is important to use that knowledge, to tap that knowledge. Then only he is or she is competent. For competency, we need to assess knowledge as well as skills, no doubt about that. What is research then? So research the competency when it is applied, competency when it is applied, right? So in this context, before assessing, say what is the purpose? The purpose of education is being in something, getting a degree, doing this. It has become. What is the purpose of education? It is innovation for betterment. Ultimately, skill set, competency, research leads to innovation. Innovation assuring the betterment. Ultimately, the purpose of education is striving for betterment. Right. So for that, how to achieve this innovation? We need innovativeness. Ultimately, education should lead to innovation.
So
How
last
to
three
achieve
minutes.
this?
Last.
Knowledge plus skill. Sure. Knowledge plus skills equals to competency. And competency plus research innovation. So we need competency, it has to be assessed. We need research that should be applied. Then we can go for innovation. Then now answer to the question. Competency or research based examination? No doubt. Exams need to be competency based. Definitely, we have to check the competency. Whether an individual is competent or not to a certain job or responsibility. Competent individuals can contribute to research. Who is competent can contribute to research. And the research leads to innovation. And in that sense, research oriented teaching and learning for competency is required. It is not just a teaching and learning is required. In the teaching and learning process, research should be what is called incorporated. It is not just reading, learning, by hearting, reproducing. It has to be research oriented learning first. So examinations need to be competency and research based. It is not only competency and not only research. It is an amalgamation. It is a combination of competency and research that should be assessed. What is examination? Teaching, learning, by hearting, showcasing. So we are teaching, they are learning or by hearting, and they are showcasing those things what they might have learned in the examination. It has become the examination. It is a mechanical or robotic exercise. Examination process has become a mechanical and robotic exercise. We are producing human robots. Literally, we are producing human robots, human beings with the knowledge or skill set, but the need for holistic humility. So we need just not human robots, we need holistic humility. The people who can think in different dimensions, sympathetic, in kindness, and all sorts of qualities are required. Is examination confined to written? So when we come to the context of examination and assessment, only the 3 hour written examination. Is the examination confined to written examination of 3 hours? Why the box? It is not, it should not be confined to the written examination. Only assess knowledge, skills, or research? It is not just to assess the knowledge, skills, or research. It is to assess overall personality. It is not only knowledge or skills, but the overall personality. That is what it has to be required. When you look at, so what is called revised Bloom's taxonomy related to examinations. So we have these, what is called skill sets, right? Remembering, understanding. So definitely remembering and understanding contributes for knowledge. Applying it is depending upon the skill. If an individual has proper skill, then only he can apply the knowledge he might have possessed. Analyzing, evaluating, and creating. These are skill based and research oriented. So when can you can analyze the thing? When can you evaluate and create something new? Create something new is out of research. That is what we require. And to conclude, true sense of examination. All the stakeholders, not only the managements, teachers, students, parents, all together have to understand the true sense of examination. It is not just a 3 hour written examination, as I mentioned. When we talk about examination, it is not just a 3 hour written examination. It should be so continuous observation throughout the course. So why can't we segregate in such a manner? After each and every unit, each and every topic, why can't we have a discussion? Why can't we invite responses from the students that they could be assessed? It is not teaching entire semester or entire year at the end, a 3 hour written examination assessment. No, it is not that much valuable. So it is a continuous observation. When an individual teacher is teaching a particular student in each and every session throughout what is called semester, he or she might be observing the knowledge level and the skill level and the application attitude, research appetite, everything. So that is what has to be understood. It is not just like that. So presentations or what is called group discussions, presentations, role plays, what not. Different ways we have to use. First, we have to come out of the box that examination is all about 3 hour what is called exercise. That should be avoided. So then only we can have proper and effective evaluation assessment. Undoubtedly, when assessment or examination should be competent based as well as competency based as well as research based. Then only we can have fruitful what is called outcome. So that is what I wanted to put forward. I hope I think I made something sensible. If there are any
Yes, sir.
questions at any time, I am here. Okay.
No,
Thank you
it
so
was
much.
very sensible, sir.
Now,
Thank you.
yeah. Now I have, this is the time to thank Raghavendran Venugopal for providing wonderful opportunity. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart because being an organizer of events, I know, I mean, what are the difficulties and challenges. And 4 days, a marathon with resource persons from all over the globe. I think I really salute for your tremendous
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
It's
you.
your
Thank you.
blessings, all
Thank
I
you
can
so
say.
much and wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Pleasure.